What's going on, homies and homettes? We are going fishing, and we're going to do something a little bit different than what we normally do. We're going river fishing. Yeah, river monsters. You ever see that? That's what we're going for. I've been told you can catch them on a spinnerbait and a buzzbait and a jig. Yeah. So what's actually kind of cool is we're going to go do some of my favorite fishing. We're going to flip, we're going to punch, and we're going to throw like a power fishing and presentation like spinnerbait. We're actually going to try out some new lures, and I get some super basic stuff for doing some river fishing. So you guys saw in that video the new Ninja Spin. That's the OG. It's not new. It's kind of like new old OG Gambler spinnerbait. Tri-blade with the hatchet blades. Perfect for grass, river, cover fishing, and that's what we're going to do. Got kind of a unique punch rig that I'm trying out. This is a BB Cricket, but instead of punching it through with like a 1.5, this is a little 1/2 ounce. Basically, I'm going to pitch that around like trees, anything making like the current kind of stop or sticking out and creating a little eddy. Same kind of idea. My buddy Jacob Wall designed the Boxer Cross. So part of the reason he designed it is kind of like a micro jig trailer. So I have a 1/2 ounce that's a Nichols kind of, I think it's like a flipping jig, but it's a compact jig with a short shank but stout hook. And then I cut off the Boxer Cross and put it on the back. Got them both these little like pitching and punching rigs on 18-pound fluorocarbon, and I have them on shorter rods. It's a 7-foot XD3 medium heavy, a little bit softer too. It's kind of close quarters, you know, river fishing. You're up against the bank. There's a lot of cover around. And then of course, thank you Jacob Wheeler. This is just a little micro buzzbait. It's a 1/4 ounce buzzbait. Absolutely love this thing. I think it's the Accent buzzbait. I'll put links to everything down in the description box below. But we're gonna go out to the river and see if I can actually catch a bass. I'm the worst on a river, but hopefully we'll be good. See if we can get some river bass. Let's go. There we go. Largemouth. Start the day flipping, which I like. Not a great big one, but he's a little shallower than I thought he would be. That might be a good sign. Oh, that was a big one. Ah, that was a big one. Oh my God, there's a whole freaking on the old buster. Decent spot, dude. He crushed it. He absolutely crushed it. We've been throwing a spinnerbait a whole bunch. See him popping up here and there. So shout out the old buster. We picked up on something. I've been fishing kind of slow and like really methodical, and we picked up the buzzbait and we caught like, you know, not a giant spot, but a decent spot, and moving it a lot faster. And I think there's some bait kind of flowing through some of this stuff, so I gotta basically move my bait, spin my bait a little bit faster. Got him. That's a big one. Right over the trees, boys. Not as big as I thought, but he freaking smoked it. There we go. Come here. Probably the biggest one of the day. Little 2-pounder. Hit the old cricket. It's right off this tree. You know, I've gotten quite a few bites right here, and there's a lot of bait blowing up, but this is probably the most consistent it's been in a minute. Got him. I think there's a few of them right there. We're on just a shade line. That's a little better one. That's a big spot, dude. Thank you for playing, Jim. But if you guys see, there's some chop on the water, but there's a shade line. I just saw a bunch of bait flicker, and had some little spots kind of tap at my deal. I think there's a little pot of them right here. So my little one too is I'll grab that buzzbait, but then if I don't get bit, I'll grab this little BB cricket with a 1/2 ounce, just got it on a 7-foot medium heavy, and I just pitch around this wood and kind of run it through the limbs, let the current kind of sweep it down. And I'm just looking to clean up any kind of fish that I might have missed, because it really seems like there's a lot of bait around, like any kind of tree or any kind of cover, you know, it's one of the C's, current and cover. And you just kind of flick it around and you'll know when they eat it, because they snatch it and duck down. And I got 18-pound sunline fluorocarbon and a little 721 SLX, and just pitching targets, you know, picking things apart. God. They're smoking this buzzbait, dude. Absolutely smoking it. Oh, sorry, bud. Back you go. Oh, right off the same spot. Not a big, but crunched it, dude. We're onto something. That's a better one to stay on there. God, that buzzbait's the way to go, dude. Get in here. That's old chunk wampus right there. What? It's a 3 and change. Oh, he smoked that buzzbait, dude. Just that little Jacob Wheeler buzzbait. Nice bass. Right off a tree. Well, homies and homettes, Jacob Wheeler kind of gave us the save today, dude. So I didn't think they'd be on this, but this buzzbait was absolute fire. And a little mod that I do to it, it's an accent buzzbait. It's Jacob Wheeler signature series. But what I do is the skirt tie is kind of crap. So I take some braid and I tie it around it so that that skirt doesn't slip down. And I don't run a trailer. I just slang it around. The other cool thing is it's a 1/4 ounce. So it's a little smaller blade, little less bubble. There's a lot of small spots in here, so it gets them to close the deal a little bit better. You can also skip it though. You get in some of those limbs, some of those like tight corners, and you can skip that thing under. 40-pound braid. I recommend a medium action rod, something a little more slower tapered. Not a crankbait rod, but a little more moderate action. You can still get them out, but you don't miss as many fish. A lot of guys throw way too stiff of a rod when it comes to a buzzbait. And then my follow-up bait, I really thought I'd catch them on a spinnerbait. It never happened. This is a 7-foot medium heavy XD3, super standard rod, right? 18-pound fluorocarbon. That's an SLX 721, and this is sort of my little finesse flipping rig. So it's a 1/2 ounce, a 2/0 or a 3/0 offset shank. That's an owner offset shank hook, and then just a 1/2 ounce little Hogtech tungsten, 1 bobber stopper, 18-pound fluorocarbon, and it's super streamlined. There's smallmouth in here, there's spotted bass, and there's largemouth. We didn't catch any smallies, but we caught everything else, and you don't miss as many fish as you do with like a big giant beaver style, creature style bait. I can sneak in into some of those tight little kind of corners. I also get away with a little bit lighter weight. Normally with a bigger plastic, you got to run a 3/4 to kind of stay in the bottom with the current in a river. But with that 1/2 ounce and that smaller bait profile, it really allows me to slip in and slip out. Who doesn't like that, right? But that's going to be a wrap today. The sun is going down. I got to go out to dinner with Swimsuit Girl. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, fishing the river. We will definitely be back out there. Hit that like and subscribe button. We out.